Hey, family, welcome to the Hype Man channel. You came to be motivated, we came to take you there. So let's grow better, be better, do better. I'm Base, iMANi. How y'all doing?
I'm Coach Green Gene. How's everybody doing there?
And before we get started, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all of it. We love you guys and we want to make sure we stay connected. Every week we dropping content. Stay connected.
Yes, sir.
So, man, Coach, how you feeling this week? How's the week coming?
Man, the week is going good. Just getting ready for that big transition, and I'm about to drop another gem,
Ooh,
another big gem on everybody. Our first big gem was the We Vibe, We Fit compatibility, the relationship compatibility and strategy tool.
yes.
We Vibe, We Fit. And so, now we have something else that we're actually coming up with that I'm actually excited to share when that time permits. But I think we're
Yes.
going to hit a little bit to that, hit a little bit of it, the content or what it is that I got to share as it relates to, our discussion today. How about you, man? How's your week? How's everything going so far?
Man, going fantastic. A lot of music. Today I had the revelation, it's time to re-hit back the grind. Like, I've reached a very high level with my bass playing. However, now I'm finding a new exciting way to challenge myself. And I'm in the spot too where I'm figuring stuff out in the moment. And I would love to share y'all the juice and sauce, but I'm working it out right here in the moment. But I do want to bring up something I do want to share is Coach this morning sent to the family chat an amazing video by Dr. Boyce Watkins, and it's linked down in the comment section in the description. But I wanted to pick your brain a little bit. Like you sent it to us, and I was like, okay, 45-minute video. Like this seems like a lot, but let me check it out. And I immediately got hooked. Like it wasn't that it was like, oh, this is the gospel. This is everything he says is right. It was more of a thing where I really could resonate with it on a very, very high level. So before we get into details of what he said, how was your what brought you to that video?
Basically just because of some things that's actually happening in our lives right now, you
Mm,
know, um, and I can resonate just basically in the season of life that I am in right now. I'm 51 now,
mm,
and so more and more I think about how I continually want to punctuate the legacy that me and your mom is leaving here on this earth. We were so thankful that we've worked together thus far to have four amazing young men,
yes.
and now it's just at the point where it's like, okay, you know, now we have these young men. What else or how else do we need to reach, you know, the level that, we've been put here on the earth to achieve? And
Mm,
so listening to him and his more or less his testimony or his life and what he went through kind of resonated him. I think he's from Chicago. And it
yeah.
was just some things that he said that just kind of like, man, I think everybody needs to listen to this. So
Yeah, man. That's amazing. Like to just, I always find that right on time, everything you really need always comes right on time. And I just, right before we got on the broadcast, you said something really amazing when it came to, what did you tell me right before we got on the broadcast? Your favorite point that he said.
yeah, the favorite, I had two favorite points. But the one I probably jump into right now is the one about information.
Mm,
Information is generally not our problem, our issues. Generally, we know what we want, right?
yes.
Whether it's the six pack ab, whether it's the business where we pulling in six figures or working for somebody or learning a certain craft or skill, we know where to go to get for information,
Exactly.
especially now, in this time of in dispensation of information that we're in is you just you can jump on the internet, man, and find some content that actually push you in the right direction as you look for other venues of education.
Yes.
Um, and just listening to him, was kind of funny because he was saying that it's not the information, but it's actually the application, right?
Yes.
It's actually doing it. Like we all know that you can't be eating cream puffs every night before bed, and think that your mind is going to be sharp like it needs to be, your
Mm,
spirit, your body, when you eat, certain type of foods, you fill up your body with inflammation and mucus. And when
mm,
it holds that type of energy and content, you're more susceptible to knock down your immune system
mm,
and actually cause little aches and pains within your joint because you're stuffed with sugar and processed food, which is going to have
mm.
adverse react on, again, you think how you process information and thinking how your body is dealing with certain ailments. Because if you're filled with mucus, then you're actually susceptible to bringing in and catching, uh, you know, uh, 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 colds more easy, because you're knocking down your immune system. Your immune system has been doing so much, and blood is trying to do so much to fight away, that negative energy, that when things do come onto you, you find yourself sneezing, wiping your eyes with hay fever, dealing with all these different, you know, uh, sicknesses,
Yes.
So we know that, you know, we should get out and exercise. We should get out and run. The question is, why don't we do it?
Mm,
Why
mm.
don't we apply ourselves? And I have my thoughts. What do you think? Why do we have problems with, just doing what we need to do, getting that book out and reading, getting that our instrument out and grinding? We should be after work. We could put 2 or 3 hours, or at least 15 minutes. Remember, just 5 minutes,
Yep.
just 10 minutes. What's wrong with just that 10 minutes? But we get caught up with so many distractions. Talk to me, Manny.
Man, I really think and I'm just taking it straight for the video at this point. I agree with what he said. I feel like we're in a spot right now where it's very common for people to just do what feels good. You know what I'm saying? It's not comfortable to practice 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of a day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not even comfortable just to grab it for 5 to 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's more comfortable to do 8 hours at work, hour drive home, to just lay down on the couch and just you sit back and grab a beer, some chips, and you just watch the game. But then that's why we talk about all the time about the head, heart, hands, understanding, like, what you want, but understanding the why behind it. You know what I'm saying? And that will actually allow you to actualize better and allow you to obtain your goals better. But you have to know why you want it. You feel me? Like, like I said this last week, I'm a young millennial, 24, about to be 25 soon. You know, you can't tell me to get in shape because 30 years from now, it's gonna bite you in the tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like I have to find the why that's best for me, because though I know, like, hey, though I don't eat terribly, I know like I can optimize other things in my diet if we're just purely talking the physical aspect. I know there's areas I can enhance, but I have to make sure I find the why that's right for me. And what the why was right was what that was right for you. Like, I don't know if y'all know this. Like, if you see pictures of Coach from 10 years ago or 15 or 20 years ago, he looks nothing like he does now. You know what I'm saying? He went from college athlete to dad to Superman. You know what I'm saying? So with all that said, but for him, he knew he had to find his why. And that why was the thing that allowed him to get past that. This is uncomfortable. I don't feel like doing this right now. You know what I'm saying? And once you find that why, you'll feel that motivation just hit you from like that gut, and you just be like, oh, I feel geeked. I feel amped up. I got to just do it. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I think it's a blessing where I've worked so hard and I still got injury where I have to tell myself, might take a break, save some energy for tomorrow. That's for me, like, that is like when I really know I'm on fire, when I like say, oh, hold on, money, save something for tomorrow. Like, the base ain't going nowhere, magic ain't going nowhere, the business ain't going nowhere. Save some energy for tomorrow so you can the ground running tomorrow. But talk to me, coach, like, when it comes to applying, why do you feel that it's difficult for people to, like, as the fitness expert, as a construction superintendent, like, there's a lot of people who worked in the construction field as long as you, but why were you the one selected to excel within your career as a professional? Like, what caused you to be different when it came to applying yourself?
Wow, I think it's several things. You hit on the big one is the why as it relates to how I like how you term the flow state, right?
Yeah.
The flow state, or like I term it the signature move, it takes something to, to get to that particular, it takes something to get to that point. And I think there's a few things. One is, um, as you were coming up, your training, you know,
Mm,
uh, whether it's from a parent, a coach, a mentor, the environment is very important and conducive to the way plants grow. If the plant doesn't get the
mm,
necessary sun or shade, depending on what type of plant it is, the water, then that environment is going to affect the growth of the plant, and the fruit that is bear. So we have to always look at the environment we find ourselves in. You
mm.
know, um, so we can say come up and say, hey, my dad wasn't there, my mom wasn't there, or this wasn't there. But there comes a time that we do have to take responsibility. Yes, life is difficult, um, but when we realized that you know that there are things that are not good for us, we do have to make that change. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who didn't have the mom or who didn't have the dad, and they used that as motivation to push them into
Yes.
the trajectory that they actually wanted to be in, or that pathway that they wanted to go in, to stop, whether it was abusive type of relationships, abusive type of chemicals that were going into their body, abusive kind of language, all those kind of things. They chose to stop it and say, you know what, I'm changing my environment and I'm becoming, and here's one another of the key words is disciplined
Mm.
in order to, activate, my signature move or come in touch of why I do you know, what I do. Um, so, again, your environment, then choosing to, have discipline. And then the other thing is the people we hang around,
Yes. I was just about to hit. Keep talking, coach.
because, are you hanging around people that are encouraging you to be more and to do more?
Yes.
If you're at work and your communication is with people that are complaining and always finding something bad that's on the job or this that and the other, and then you come home and you watch the boob tube, and that's about people that are complaining and victimizing, and
Mm.
you're looking at YouTube that on programs that are not uplifting or encouraging, and you're not using time to build up your spirit. You're like when we talk about the head, the hands, and the heart, building up your spirit with positive affirmations,
Yes.
watching motivation. And I ain't talking about that you got to be at church 24 hours a day, but I am talking about having a balance, a good balance in your life, and so reading the right type of information that interests you, the healthy eating and exercise, and and having the surrounding yourself with people that are going to meet, have your best interest in mind is vital to assisting you with applying the information that you should be applying. Like I said,
Yes.
we know what we should be doing. But when
Yes.
it comes time to get up and actually, instead of getting up at 8:30 because you got to be at work at 9, you should be getting up at 5,
Mm.
or you should be getting up at 6,
Right.
and just, but we can't get up at 6 o'clock because we ain't prepared the night before. Because we, instead of
Mm.
going to bed at 9 or 10:30, we go to bed at 1 or 2 because we had to watch that last movie with them chips and that ice cream because I wanted to
Exactly.
reward myself, and then it becomes a habit. And then you get a sweet tooth, and now you got to have a little snack before you go to bed every night. Instead of drinking
Right.
water and getting into bed, Now you having
Exactly.
problems getting up at, 6 o'clock. You have a problem getting up at 5 o'clock, giving yourself an hour to have some meditation and a breathing exercise or some stretching, taking a
Mm,
shower, drinking some tea, you might have a little breakfast,
exactly.
we and the type of work that you do during the day.
Exactly.
So, if you got a very strenuous type of high activity job, you might need a little breakfast to pick you up
Exactly.
and to keep you going until break time or lunchtime. But if
Exactly.
you're not having a strenuous job, you don't need, 15 biscuits in the morning, a stack of pancakes, orange juice, and a pack of
Yep.
bacon. You know, we weighing ourselves down. So it's
Mm,
like you're saying we have to change our we have to change our environments. We have to change our attitudes. I mean, our environments, and then change our behaviors to affect our attitudes
mm.
about what it is that we want to be and what we want to do. We know what we have to do better, but it's time to do better. And so those, and I think the way we get there is to start with the small things.
Yes.
You ain't got to be Superman, and this is one thing that you say a lot, Imani, is you ain't got to be Superman in one day.
Hmm.
If you used to go to bed at 11 and 12 midnight, and say, man, you know what? I'm gonna listen to bass I man, I'm gonna listen to Imani, I'm gonna listen to Coach. And instead of going to bed at 11:30, I'm gonna go to bed at 10 tonight.
Mm.
And instead of getting up at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna set the alarm for 8:30. I'm gonna set it for 7:30, you know,
Hmm.
and then and when I go out on my day, I'm gonna just do a small little intermittent fast. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
a smoothie, and then instead of eating a pack of M&Ms on the way to work, I'm gonna just take that smoothie and be good with that until it's
Mm.
time for break or lunch.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's one of the main things of what I got out of that talk. It was another thing, but I want to make sure that we speak on this because when we get to those points in our lives that we want to see change and we don't see change, we have nowhere else to point the finger but back at ourselves.
Mm.
And
You hit it.
that's why it's important to be around people that's going to assist you with you know the confidence that you need in yourself to move forward. Of course that needs to come from within, but it doesn't help when you watching programs, reading material, hanging around people that don't have your best interest in mind. Don't
Exactly.
go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated.
Exactly. Yes, I
Yeah.
resonate with that 100%. And I think you hit it right there. Don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated. And it starts with you. It starts with you realizing, okay, if I want to get celebrated, I need to celebrate myself first. You feel me? The same way how, okay, I want to feel better. I want to be better. It's all those little incremental changes. You feel me? It's 2022. I'd be a liar if I sit here and tell you that it's easy to make friends like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can go online dating and social media and all these different things, but coach, I'm sure back in the day was a lot simpler to just meet a person face to face and build that friendship, whether it's over basketball, whether it's over, you know, music. Like if it was a game y'all both enjoyed, if it was sport, you just, or if you're just watching sports, you're not even playing, going to the court, you just watching sports together. Y'all both at the bar, y'all both screaming at Michael, like, "Oh, you got it, Michael!" Y'all see each other like, ah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all best friends and stuff now. Those type of things that they're not as common. So within realizing it, okay, yes, I don't have all the control to make my environment exactly how I want it to be like it used to be, but I will say I can do something on my side first. I can get up and say, you know what? Even though I don't have the people around me I desire right now, I don't have to stay right here. I can get up and walk away. You feel me? If this person is talking down to me and speaking poison and toxicity out of their mouth, you feel me? The power
Teach.
of the tongue, you know what I'm saying? I can get up and leave. I don't have to stay here. You know
Teach.
what I'm saying? And then once I do that, I open up the door to now say, I'm going to speak with the positivity I desire. I'm going to say it to myself first. And I promise you, and I say this from experience, give yourself a positive affirmation every day. Like how coach be saying, give yourself one positive affirmation every day. Say, I'm gonna have a great day. When you walk into the building, you walk into your job. I don't care if it's at Subway or at Google. I don't care. When your coworkers say, "How was your weekend?" It was a great weekend. I don't care if you stubbed your toe and you're limping into work. It's, you feel me? It's not about lying. Even if you don't want to say I had a great weekend, say I'm doing well and I pray for it to get better. You know, I pray for things to get better. You don't even have to lie. You have to shift your mindset because the habits that you created to get around those negative people, you have to create new habits. And it just starts by just what you speak out your own mouth. And so I pray that the audience is able to connect with these words and realize that it starts with you. And the second thing, I want to say one more thing, give yourself grace on the journey. I'm gonna tell you, I am the king of being tough on myself. And I work and like the tough thing about it for all the other people that know what it's like to be tough on yourself, you get very far in life. Like you get really far in life being tough on yourself. It's like, oh, I want to be the best. I want to do this. Is great, but it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to beat up on yourself so much that you have nothing left because you've hurt. Like life didn't smash you, life didn't flatten you as flat as a pancake. You did that to yourself. So give yourself grace and realize the things you desire aren't always going to just come right after work or even next week or even next year. Sometimes it takes time to get to where you want. Coach has been a construction superintendent within the construction industry for 30 plus years now. Like, dude, like if you were to tell him his younger self, straight out of college, out of Tuskegee, with an architecture major, that where he would be right now, he look at you, bro. If you don't get out of my face. Look, I just got married. I'm looking to have kids pretty soon, bro. I ain't worried about no super senior level 2 superintendent at the largest construction company in Chicago, bro. Like, bro, like, man, like, you know, like, bro, I'm trying to start my own business or I'm trying to just worry about all these other things, you know what I'm saying? But over time, as he matured and as he developed in himself and as he lived the life that he desired for himself, it opened the opportunity and opened the door to say, oh, I do desire to progress in my career, not just because I just want to give somebody else my time and trade it for money, but it's certain things that I need to achieve at this phase of my life to propel me to the next phase of my life. And I'm like, as we move in these next seasons, I'm excited for what Coach and Dr. Dula have for them. And I pray that they give themselves grace on this journey because they're doing an exceptional job. I just had to say that to you, Coach. Y'all are doing an extremely exceptional job. Man.
Imani, I wanted to say thank you. And I just wanted to say that you were spot on with your points tonight. Have grace for yourself, give grace to yourself, and then don't beat yourself. You know, well, that was well. You started out by saying, you know, you're being hard on yourself and have grace, you know, for yourself. What was there a point that you made right before there?
Yes, it was you have to start with fixing yourself first. If you want
Yes,
to remove yourself from the environment, you
yes,
gotta start by getting up and leaving. You have to
yes.
be real. Like if you want to have better the people who motivate you and inspire you to be better, you gotta start with it by doing it yourself. But then adding on to that, don't expect so much from yourself that you end up being yourself lower than you were when you left the last group. You know what I'm saying? That's what flow state is. That's what a signature move is. A signature move ain't throw everything out and you just one punch and you done. If it's really a signature move, you have to do it more than one time. If it's really a flow state, it's always a flow where it's like, okay, now I'm gonna push myself a little bit. Hey, don't go too far. Come back a little bit. Is you playing Tetris with your life? At no time can you allow that ball to get out of your reins. You feel me? You move forward a little bit every day.
I'm loving it. What I wanted to do is for our family and friends in the description or the comments below. I wanted you to take your time and just write down some of the things that you've been challenged with letting go. Whether
Mm,
it's a bad relationship, whether it's a food, whether it's getting up, whether it's content that you're watching, you know, put that down in the comment section as it's a furnace fire and you just allowing that stuff to just burn out of you. Write
Yeah.
that stuff out in the comment, and then follow up with a comment of something small that you're going to do to change. So it's one
Yes.
thing to say, I confess, man, it's this relationship. Or I confess, man, just going to sleep too late. Or I confess, man, driving too fast. Or I confess, man, I just letting cuss words fall on. I just confess, man, it's just I know I should put these chemicals down. And then once you throw that down in the comment section, as you throwing it out of your life and you're allowing it to go in that incinerator and burn up, what small thing are you going to do to change that behavior, right? Because it's like the habits, right? We always
Yeah.
slip back into what is comfortable. What
Yes.
kind of device are you going to set for yourself as a limiter in order to change that behavior? Because the mind is as Manny was saying, is a very powerful thing. And
Yes.
so are you going to, have the phone number of somebody you're going to call, a partner accountability, say, man, I really want these chips tonight, but I called you to say, I'm not going to eat these chips and I'm going to drink some water and go to bed. That's
Yes.
the motivation you need. Or maybe it's going when you go to the store, take your bud with you, and y'all monitor each other's basket, and only put in the treats that you're gonna eat for the weekend, and not for the whole week. Just find
Yeah.
something that you can do. And I ain't saying don't eat no treats. As a coach get his treats. Let me say, coach be eating his treats. But there comes a time when you have to have a method to the madness
Yes.
and not overdo it. Man, I wish we can keep on talking, but what I'd like to do is break this particular conversation up, iMANi, to a part two and allow the second part that we talk about is compound interest. Can we do that?
Oh, 100%.
Because I
I'm always
wanted
down
us
to
to
talk
touch.
about
I
it. Yeah.
wanted us to touch on the compound interest part of his talk, but I don't want to use up the whole time with that.
And yeah. Oh, I got something to tell y'all for next weekend. Ooh. Well, I'll see y'all next week.
You
But
sure? You got to write it down so you don't
hey,
let.
I'm gonna just tell y'all this. My company, like my 401k, out of all my investments, I made the most money in 2021 from my 401k last year. Out of all my investments combined. So my 401k outdid all of my cryptos and all my singular stocks alone in 2021.
iMANi, you're gonna lead the conversation next week on compound interest. I got little things to say, but money is your flow state. Cause
Yeah.
you're not money, you money, bruh. Money
You already
is
know it's up.
hey, money is your gifting. So you be prepared for next week as we continue to add on to this conversation. Because on this one was a great breakthrough, right? Because
Yes,
before we try to add to our lives and compound, we got to pay off the debt and come correct with ourselves,
exactly.
right? Pay off the debt. Like throw that debt out, the debt to yourself, the debt to people who don't celebrate you, the debt. Take inventory, go through your phone, go through your files in your mind and say, okay, I'm gonna start disintegrating some of these bad habits out of my life, and then slowly, like iMANi was saying, give grace to myself and not beat myself up and just deal with one concern, one issue, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Because
I
when you start to make that change, people who don't mean you right are gonna tell on themselves, and they're gonna push themselves out your life anyway. You just got to be strong enough to let them go when they ready to go. Don't be like, "Oh, don't go. I was just playing." No, you wasn't playing. Let them go on ahead. let them
exactly.
let them go.
Yeah, and that is a hard lesson. I
And
can
I ain't saying being mean, though, right?
you,
Imani, I ain't
it's
saying
nothing about being mean, it's really standing your ground. You feel me?
your life depends on it.
It literally
Your
does.
life and your legacy and the people that your children and your children's children depends on the relationships and the habits that you're establishing now.
Mm. Let's drop the mic right there.
Oh!
Come here, check in, get it going. We said,
Oh!
y'all see the coach over here? I ain't gonna cap. Give us the side view, side view. Give us a
Hey,
up,
wait.
give a chin up, give a chin up. There we go, there we go. I see that under beard coming in strong. But y'all, if y'all don't see this right here on this coat, boy, whoa. Oh my gosh, coach, I'm so in it. Y'all see this salt, pepper, salt, this natural like flourishing beard he got going. Man, I just want to say this again, coach. I'm so happy for your progression
Hey,
with the beard,
I
man.
got you to thank. I got you to thank, Imani. You got me on this pathway, man. And mom won't let me trim it. I tried to trim it. She said, "Put them clippers down. Don't touch it." I said,
Hey,
touch it.
in the beginning, just let you know what I'm saying. Just let your beard do what it needs to do. I ain't mad at Dr. Dooley for that. Just let the beard do what it does. You feel me? And then over time, you can start doing all that other stuff. My beard tip for the week is be careful when using your clippers. Make sure you always measure twice and cut once. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? When it comes to lining your beard up and everything and all that other fun stuff, don't get trigger happy. You feel me? There are a lot of styles for beards out there. You feel me? One of my favorite beards out there is the Black Lightning beard. If y'all not familiar, it's like full and like he got all this Joker. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite beards out there. You know what I'm saying? And just be kind with yourself and take time when you start to do it yourself. And if you go to somebody, have a picture with you, like you say, hey, I want my beard to be like this, and make sure you trust your barber the same way you would trust with your lining when he's doing like your fade and all that good stuff. Just find somebody you trust. So just give yourself grace and don't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Health and wellness tip, coach.
Hey, fruits and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. You know, you shouldn't go a whole week and not have any fruits or vegetables.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you should build up to where you're just living off of fruits and vegetables. I'm going from one extreme to the other. But you know, as your day is starting or your day is ending, whether it's an apple, a pear, grapes, you know, I know that there is a particular formula or system. You don't want to do too much acid, and fruit, you know, especially depending on the type of apple, can be very sweet. So you have to watch, you know, your sugar intake of that and another. But that's much better and much healthier than Skittles and Starbursts and Milk Duds. Do
Yeah.
they still do Milk Duds? I know.
Please, boy. Man, she's
So
you
yeah,
had the wrong one.
let's get a good intake of fruits and vegetables and water. You
Yeah.
know, I know we try to get with these healthy drinks and these 100% juices. That's good and all, but let's make sure that
Mm,
we do, you know, we get that good intake of water. And money, and
yes.
I know you're a strong proponent of water as well.
I like they ain't sponsoring it yet, so but they'll be sponsoring it soon. This my hey y'all, I just tell y'all right now, I love this water. It tastes the best. Nothing wrong with like the other Walmart waters, but I love this water. It tastes the best. You know what I'm saying? And I just have a jug like this. It gets the job done. Like I've done everything. I've done distilled water. I've done the purified water, but for me, I enjoy spring water the most. So where
Yeah.
can they find you at, Coach? Man, talk to us, man.
Man, you know what? They can find me on, of course, the link tree, and that's link tree Coach Green Gene to find all of our links. And I hope that at the end, and Money will put our We Vibe We Fit link in the bottom
Yes.
of the chat at the end. What about you, Imani?
Man, you can find me at Linktree at base_iManI. Right now, I am on every platform pretty much, but just click that link right there. You can also find it in the description and just check me out if you enjoy some great music.
Yes, that's right.
But yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much. Be great. Peace.